Good day to all, my name is Paul. I'm coming to you from a small gym in central London today on behalf of PTInjuryRehab.com. I'm asked quite often what are the main reasons why people don't achieve their goals, and that one reason is injury. Whether it be 2 months into the program or whether it be 6 months down the line, injury is always a factor. And one of the main reasons injury is a factor is the body is capable of very complex movements, whether it be forward, back, side to side with rotation. A lot of programs these days don't deal with this major aspect as well. And they also don't deal with the fact that the body is capable of muscles are capable of actually working with each other functionally. So the chest is capable of working with the legs and vice versa. So these next exercises today are going to actually show you a way to actually work functionally. It's going to show you a way where you can actually strengthen yourself in all these different planes of motion that the body's capable of doing. And it's going to do it effectively. It's going to get you exhausted at the same time. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy the exercises. Thank you. Okay, next exercise is the chest press with the use of my Swiss ball here. Now there's 2 exercises I want to show you with the Swiss ball to allow you to work through the chest. First one, I'm going to place my feet on here, starting off on my ankles, and then I'm going to show you progression onto your toes. And then the next one, I'm going to put my hands on the Swiss ball and we're going to go push-up through there. It's particularly good at strengthening up the rotary cuff. The muscles are all around the shoulder to stabilise that shoulder and stop dislocations and other things, horrible things like impingement, things that can knock you off, can knock you out of the training program for a long period of time. So without further ado, what I'll do is I'll show you the first exercise. I'm going to be in this position here, place my feet down, and place my hands down and place my feet onto the Swiss ball. I'm going to start off with my ankles. Now with my hands, I want to actually place them just shoulder width apart, but more importantly I want to squeeze through my shoulder blades and bring my elbows all the way in. I'll work a little bit of my triceps this way and also work through the upper back. I squeeze through my butt so I'm absolutely flat on, and just to maintain this position is quite difficult within itself. But now we're going to go into a push-up. So I'm going to squeeze through my abdomen, my belly button in, squeeze through my butt so I don't arch my back too much. And then I'm coming down so my nose touches the floor, straight back up. Then one more, straight back up. I'm going to progress this now. I'm going to put my toes onto this ball. I'm going to bring my toes right out and squeeze through my butt again. A little bit more unstable now, working through the core a lot more. So now I go down, straight back up. Feel this through my upper back, all the way in. Back up. Then bring myself straight back down. I'll put it back down there so I don't hurt my knees. Next exercise is the chest press push-up with the use of the Swiss ball. Down into this position, place one hand either side of the Swiss ball and try and grip the side of the Swiss ball with my fingers. You try and dig my fingers in if I can. I'll put this forward, I put my weight onto the Swiss ball. Bring my legs out, giving myself a good base. Squeeze through my butt. Bring everything in, my core in as well, and I'm going to push down until my chest touches that ball. Hold that for 2 seconds, and I'm going to push back up. Bringing my elbows in as well, so I'm working through my back as well, just a little bit. So down in again, straight back up. And I'm going to keep going for about 12 reps, straight back up. And back down. Minimum of 12 reps on this one. Nice slow tempo all the way in. And back up. And when I've finished, I'm going to bring my knees down towards the mat. Jump up. All finished. Okay, this next exercise deals with the upper back. Also works through the hip area at the same time as well. It's called a row with a kickback. I'm going to do it in 3 different ways. First, the easiest way, then the semi-hard way, and then I'm going to use something called a boso here to give you the advanced version. So what we do, we've got a good old kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell for this, whatever it suits you best. You come down, pick up the kettlebell. We're in this position now. Now we go on to one leg semi-pro, toes on the floor here. What I'm doing is I'm bringing my shoulder back. Very, very important. You can't have your shoulder too far forward here. Got to have it back. So you've got to feel a little bit of a squeeze through the top here. Then, what I do, keeping my elbow close, is I kick back and I bring my leg all the way back as well. I'm tightening up my butt at the same time. It's not just a matter of bringing your leg back. You've got to tighten up your hip at exactly the same time. That was the first one. Okay, now we're going to go on to the semi-difficult one. So, bending the knee, medium range of difficulty on this one. So bending the knee on here and I'm coming on to one leg. So you're immediately activating your core to try and stabilise yourself because this kettlebell's going to want to throw you off to the side. One shoulder back, kettlebell down. I'm going to kick back with my leg. At the same time, bringing back my leg, bringing back my arm. My elbow comes straight back. Push down and then bring it back again. Okay, so that's medium range of difficulty on that one. So now we're going to bring in the boso. Now what I love about the boso is it actually feeds on your weaknesses. Any weaknesses you've got going through the hip, it's going to feed on it and it's going to want to throw you straight off. What you need to do is you place it straight in the centre here, put your foot straight on this round little rising at the start. I'm going to pick up the kettlebell. I'm going to place my foot straight into the centre. And now I have to get myself onto the boso. So I'm tightening up my abs here, squeezing through my butt, keeping my shoulder back and down, I'm looking straight ahead. I'll bring myself up into a balanced position. Now this kettlebell is going to want to throw me off even more. So I've got even more emphasis on my core here. So bringing the kettlebell forward, I kick back while at the same time bringing the kettlebell back. Bending my knee, so not much pressure going on my knee here, it's all going into my hip. I'm back down forward, then I kick back again. I'm squeezing through. I can feel a real squeeze in the upper back here because my elbow is close to my body. It's not going out, it's not going in, so it's always very, very close. Scraping my side, I can feel it through. Not getting too much activation up in my upper traps here, so it's nothing, so I can get full, what's known as retraction through the upper shoulder blades here. Back down for one more rep. Bringing it straight back in, then it's back down, leg in, leg back down, kettlebell, goes down, massage the back, end of exercise. Thank you. This one is 4x5. This is basically a power exercise. And it's going to work through the different ways the body is capable of moving. We're all capable of moving forward. Not so much to the side or with rotation. This is where injuries can occur, especially through the hip area, the knee, the ankle, so on and so forth. Again, injuries that can knock you out for a long period of time. So it's important to actually build up your strength all the way through these different movements. So without further ado, I'll show you the exercise. So single leg, on one leg, and we're down. What we do is we stabilise ourselves, bringing in our core. Again, hips, midriff, shoulders, back down. We come into a squat and we come straight up, down, stabilise, then we step back down. Okay, that's the first of the three, forward. The next of our three is the sideward movement. Okay, so we're in this position, we come down and we get our core absolutely stable. In this position down here, we come in, we squat. 1, 2, 3, straight up, and we stabilise and come back down. You've got to get yourself stable on the floor, you've got to get yourself stable on the box when you come down. With that done, what we do is we come back straight back down. Now, we're going to do it with rotation. Now, this is the biggest fault with a lot of people. Anybody that has knee injuries, knee surgeries, things such as that, they always have difficulty with rotation, being able to go from this position to that position. The muscles just cannot react fast enough, so this is a vital one to perfect. We come into this position here, we're going to work from the same leg. So, down here, I'm facing this way, but I want to be facing this way. So, exactly the same way, tuck this in, we come into this position, squat down, 1, 2, 3, and stabilise. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. We're in this position now. We come down, squat, 1, 2, 3, and stabilise. Okay, and then you come back down. So that basically is a multi-planar single leg hop onto a box. And that's 3. Thank you very much. Okay, the last of our exercises is going to be a squat, but it's going to be a boso squat. Okay, I'll show you the regression for this one, I'll show you the progression. So the regression exercise, basic exercise, is going to be, you're on one leg, you're always on one leg on this one. So, squeeze through the backside, through the hip. And we'll come down. Now you want to be keeping your hips facing forward as long as you possibly can. You don't want to be rotating around this way with the hips. You want to keep it pointing forward. Okay, at this point, nice little bend in the stance leg here, so there's no pressure on my knee at all. What I then do is I bring my leg back. Okay, tighten up through this area. What I do is I tighten up through my backside. This sort of has a mechanical switch off on this area here, so you can't get it, pick up any injury. Then what I do is I start to push my hips back and start to reach for the floor. But then I start to bring my hips round, my leg round, I'm starting to reach. And at the same time, without me even knowing it, I'm bending my front knee and I'm squatting down. Then I'm reaching, keeping my knee pointing forward. It's got to be pointing in the same direction as your foot. You gently touch down, bring yourself straight back up. That's basically single leg squat, or curtsy squat, whatever you like to call it. Okay, I'm going to take you straight on to the progression exercise now. So, with this, we're going to bring in a boso. So, very, very advanced one, this one. So, we're going to put the boso straight into the centre. Okay, and should be all well aware of how to get onto this thing now. So, tuck in here, back to the shoulders, one leg, straight back up. I'll do a bit of the leg this time, equal. So, I'm going to bring this one in, and I'm going to stabilise. Bring this leg back. So I've got a lot further to actually go down this time, so it's going to be a much deeper squat as well, and it's going to be unstable, so it's got 2 elements of difficulty onto this one. And then I reach back, and I'm pushing my hips back. I'm not really bending my knee, just pushing my hips back. This allows me to get deeper into that squat even further. So now I'm going to reach back, I'm going to keep reaching down, and my knee is absolutely straight. Again, this boso is going to want to throw you off, so you let your weakness through your hips. It's going to feed on it and it's going to want to throw you off. Keep my hips forward, I'll touch it down very gently and then I'll bring it back round very, very gently. And that basically is single leg boso squat.